2. Okay, we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to this ECL match between LwJg46 as the Axis and HTD on the Allies side. We are on Utah Beach today, just awaiting the flip here. I am joined today by a special guest. Mr. Fede here is a squad caster. We're actually supposed to co-cast a squad game today, but that did not happen. So here we are casting some Hell Let Loose. How are you doing today, Fede?
I am doing great, thank you, Berserker, and it's a great pleasure to be here. Honestly, I'm so used to casting squad, but this is gonna be fun. Got a nice refreshment, from all the rivals that we've been casting, and yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you. No worries, man. I'm happy to have you. It's definitely a different game, but I think you're gonna learn a lot and maybe enjoy yourself a little bit on the same time. Yeah, both sides. We're casting a Division 2 game today. Both these teams have played each other. They know each other well. Both German teams, and I think they're fairly evenly balanced. Maybe the scales tip a little towards the Allies in HTD, but I'm very excited to see kind of what this LwJg46 team has to do. That is a mouthful of a name, by the way. I think LWJ
Yeah,
would be,
it really is.
a little easier to go off. So yeah, very similar in games, Hell Let Loose to Squad, in how we kind of start them off. So both teams, there's a little more players in this one, of course, but both teams will get on the opposite side. We'll flip it, and when we flip it, we're live, essentially. And the differences between the start of the game also is quite intriguing too, because you have a lot of more action going on in the start than you do in squad. Squad's very calm at the start. It's not the same with Hell Let Loose. You have a lot more space to kind of push outside of the main. You can start to get your nodes up. It's quite chaotic to someone who's kind of experiencing it for the first time. But you can also kind of leave the main too. You can get out onto the field of battle a little bit before you hit that kind of wall that sits there for some time. So it's definitely a different kind of experience than the squad to start, but it's interesting. We'll see how you feel about it. You said you had like about 40 hours in Hell Let Loose. So what are your
Yeah.
expectations coming into this one?
Honestly, my expectations on my part are fairly, not based on much experience, as you said. I mean, about 40 hours in the game, but having a lot of experience in squad, and that's kind of what not where the game comes from, but it's fairly similar in the, it's not like talking about Battlefield and squad. And so I think some tactics I expect to be fairly, applicable to Let Loose, but other things as well, very much different, especially range of engagements and how you use those assets that you have available to you in this game. So I am really excited to see the differences and the similarities between the two games, and it's definitely going to be a steep learning experience, but a really fun one as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. Even in those hours, that was just kind of playing first person. It wasn't really let's say experiencing the overview, because it's a completely different game once you get to actually see it from above. And like you said, I believe it looked kind of like an RTS from the top, and that's what a lot of people do say too, is it reminds of an RTS. But there is that grand strategy element of the game, which the commander does have, right? He has resources to manage. He has his squads to manage. And depending on how he manages those resources, it can significantly change the pace and the flow of the game and the result of the game in the end. We've seen in the past games won or lost on pivotal decisions and timing decisions made by commanders. So we have flipped. We have a 2-minute warm up before the wall falls. I'm going to get us into game and open up the overlay for everyone to see here. Alrighty.
It is going to be, I think, the fact that you have resources here to manage compared to squad still is probably the main difference that I'm gonna notice, at least at first. You have different way of managing your assets and how you play around the objective and in the game. So I think the more you don't have tickets, so
Yeah, no
your
tickets. Yeah,
infantry is more quote unquote expendable, but it's also higher pressure. You can
yeah.
put a lot of pressure onto the enemy, and that's I think what I'm gonna really like about this game.
Yeah, so here we are. We are on WN7 at the bottom, the south side of the map, opening up the map to see. One of the big differences from squad is obviously we can only see the team that we are on is unfortunately a reality of casting Hell Let Loose. Let's get some of that in-game audio up there. It's quiet for now, but the thunders of the artillery will start. If we zoom into the HQ, you can see all of these icons have actually been placed down. Supplies getting down, getting those nodes up for that passive income, that economy management we touched on of the commander. We can also see staging. It's important these crews get their OPs up here, like rallies in squad in case they do get knocked out by some artillery, which is going to be raining down very quickly here. You can see a priority in the middle from the Axis team here, LwJ. They're going to be wanting to get control of the north side of WN7. There is a recon tank coming in. Now, this recon tank has the recon classes. They're going to be going around the north side to try and get set up in the back line of WN5 Red Roof House and maybe even on the artillery side to suppress it. I'm surprised not to see a recon Puma coming to the south here in the back line, because that can be very advantageous to shooting onto the south side of WN7. But the wall has dropped and the teams are heading out onto the field here. Advantage initially here to the German side in blue, but we'll see if they can take good advantage of that and also what the Allies have in store. They don't have a lot of cover on the right side here. As we pan the screen over, you can start to see their little icons coming a little closer. So one popular thing you can now do, you used to be able to, then you couldn't, now you can again, is actually surf on top. Deployments coming out there for the Allies. Looks like they're going to bring a recon vehicle also. Oh, there's no sound coming in the game. There's no sound. Why is there no sound? What's going on? That's not good.
Not good at all. I want to hear the artillery, raining down on those heads.
Exactly. We can all right, we'll fix the sound. I don't want to go away from the action at the start though. That's odd. Absolutely no in-game sound. We will have to fill it with our voices. Lenny on the right side. Looks like, yeah, the Allies absolutely dominating the start of this one. You can see they've completely taken out the first squad. Only 2 members left there of LwJg46. It's not looking too good for the cap on W7 right here. It's odd, the sound. You quickly check the settings right here. We go audio, epic, check. VoIP is good. Yeah, no, this should be fine. The settings are good over here. So it's a 50% cap right now. Complete failure from LwJg46 to actually deploy out and to get themselves set up. So that's going to be an easy 3-2 here for HTD. I'm going to take 1 second here just to get my sound back up. I promise we'll be right back. Apologies for the slight issue, but that's an easy 3-2 for HTD off the start. All right. Can you hear the game or no? That's okay. All right, we are back here. The sound of artillery is raining right now. LwJg is trying to pick up the pieces from a destructive start, going down 3-2 at the start of this one. HTD in the driver's seat here as the Allies, despite having the disadvantage of the start. We can look at the map to see how LwJg is going to try to react to this one. They don't have a lot of options here. Kind of caught out in the open.
Yeah, I think definitely the problem with this with this side of the map is that you don't have a southern flank, right? So you only can work out from the northern side. So that intersection is going to be definitely crucial to the control, at least of the western side of it. But the north side is now being contested from the side of the axis from LwJ. And let's see if they can actually get into the HTD sides and cause some mayhem and some problems on
you
that
already
one.
see
So
some
northern flank.
You already see some contests on the artillery on the backside here. You can see the recon squad going in there. Front line on the road is held for now. Excuse me. But it's not holding for long. Look at HTD push out. Very strong play right here. Already suppressing Garrison on the south side over here. I mean, LwJg just is getting run over right now. Tank fights on the backside also. Looks like pre-fire coming in on the backside. Oh, there's also this sneaky recon vehicle right here, just completely controlling the back line of LwJg46. Quickly going to zoom over to the artillery here to see how successful that recon play was against artillery. Well, I think we're a little late here because they're already down. Excite and Noob do their work very quickly, take out the recon vehicle before we can even get here. And you know what? That's not causing a lot of problems for HTD on the backside. Vosi trying to push here to make a play. He's going to be hard-pressed to do anything back here. King defending. You can see that artillery snipe coming in that I was talking about earlier with the rocket. That is significantly short from the LwJg46 side, so they're missing it with that one significantly. Vosi does drop one defender right here. Now he is exposed to Noob on the backside. Looks like Noob gets dropped too. Excite should have an easy takedown onto Vosi. Nope, not even going to be Excite. It's going to be King over here on the defense. So yeah, that's one part of the game that usually gets overlooked, and it's nice to see a little window into that artillery play. It's very different from squad in the mortar play you see over there, though. That's for sure, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, you don't see people getting into main like that. Of course, we have main protection in squad, but yeah, it's different. But I think it opens up quite a lot of dynamic plays into the game, and how you have to manage your vehicles and your resources. I mean, your scout team has to go all the way in the backline. You're not guaranteed maybe to lose the vehicle, but you definitely have a really high chance of that happening. So you have to manage your resources pretty well, and you have to control the main cap as well, because that's kind of the objective of the game.
Yeah. No tickets either. So like even losing resources like that, it's not like you're really losing a lot. You're mainly losing time and position, and the ability to limit the enemy from being able to use those assets, right? It's more time based than it is ticket based, and that allows the meat grind to be significantly more. We're actually seeing the Greyhound really big play coming out in the middle of the lines of LwJg46 right here. I mean, these guys are mad lads. They're no fear. Where is the LwJg? Where is the LwJg46 tanks? They aren't here. We have one heavy on the south side. There's nothing else. This Greyhound, his only fear is going to actually be from enemy infantry. Looks like he might have got an OP there. I couldn't tell if there was already one. There's no threat on the back line here, though, apart from the individual enemy infantry. It looks like HTD is doing a really good job of getting around the team and kind of smothering LwJg46. Oh, there comes the rocket. Offset is going to take his opportunity and take out the Greyhound. Nice play from him. He gets dropped almost immediately after. But, I mean, along these nice small plays, the overall picture is not looking good. LwJg46 is getting kettled in on the front line right here. The front line has collapsed in WN7. Now, they do have recon coming from the back, but that's not going to be enough to take anything. You can see one OP left. Another OP is overrun. And there's actually already pressure on the backside. If we open this up a little bit here, on the north side, you can see recon. We got Flaushy versus the Commander Fabian. Fabian's going to have an easy time with that one. Flaushy, I'm not too sure what he was thinking there going out in the open. But you can see defending the garrison right here is Fabian, Commander. On his defensive point, we got Mr. Bausch on the opposite side. So a little bit of pressure coming out here, just kind of testing the waters from HTD. Now on the east side, Ratio pushing in very aggressively right here. He's getting real deep inside the line. LwJg hasn't really set up a defensive line yet. So it's interesting. Oh, big artillery strike on point. That's going to clear off a few bodies. Ratio taking some shots right now, trying to stay low. Looks like Klopfer not able to connect with any of his shots here. Ratio just kind of rotating in. He's going to take a peek at Klopfer, try to find him. Oh, one shot, one kill.
Oh, he gets
no
him.
problem. Yeah. Iron sights too. That's the one thing Squad has that we don't have here in Hell Let Loose. Hell Let Loose, apart from the recon, excuse me, and like the tanks have some magnification, but Squad has the ACOGs. They have the optics, whereas Hell Let Loose is pretty much all iron sights except for recon here.
And that's something that has to be definitely noted if you are coming from Squad, and in general as well. Really long range engagements are gonna be definitely harder, and you know, that's a testament as well to the skills of the players that we're seeing play. And yeah, I'm excited to see how long of a shot they can take to the enemy team.
The artillery is absolutely decimating defense on Legrand Cirque. Ratio is in point. If he can get an OP up in point, he'll be spawning members of his team in. Sirius pushing on the flank here. HTD is just flowing like a massive wave across the beaches and the fields of Utah Beach and behind it, and dominating this position. Nuba with a rocket in. Last Herjar is pushing into the trench. He gets a takedown also. Any OP, Alias is down on the backside. The gates are open here. LwJg is in a lot of trouble. You can see spawns coming in from Kellerkind, first to spawn in, defending his Klopfer. I don't even know if there's going to be much of a defense. Kellerkind is already on the OP. Will he overrun it? Surely he's going to get that OP right there. You'll see a puff of smoke when he does. There it is. The OP is down. The spawns, the defensive spawns for the Axis are down. And you can see at the top of your screen, they are losing cap progress already up to 20%. We're not even 15 minutes into this one, and it's already going to be a 4-1 here. I don't see how LwJg can do anything to come back and defend this. They're going to need a lot of takedowns. They're going to need everyone. Oh, big respawn wave down here on the garrison. It's not enough.
Oh!
They all die. Oh my gosh. The artillery for HTD is on point today, doing work, deleting everybody spawning in there. Control on the backside opening up. And now it's going to be a 50-50 fight for point. And maybe even 60-40 here. Not great positions from the Axis in blue. You can see so many yellow and orange dots pushing in. Really good work actually on the flanks here. Kellerkind, I'd really love to see this pushing behind the lines here to try and find those spawns. At the same time, on the right side, you can see, oh, another massive spawn wave. Will they all get blown up by artillery? They need to disperse. Oh, the artillery is off. So lifeline here for LwJg46, but a rocket coming in from Yuki deletes the garrison and takes a few bodies with it. So no massive spawns left. LwJg46 are going to have to fight this out with everyone they have left. Or not. Radjam actually does get down another garrison, so there were enough supplies on point to get another garrison down here. What is going to be the answer? Well, the answer is the artillery for LwJg46 is also doing work. Look at that backline completely decimated here. There are no more bodies on point, and the defense holds. Wow, really nice play from LwJg46 with their defensive, you know, kind of smart heads-up play for Madjam to put another spawn point down, and also the artillery working on the back side of that. That was intense. That
was quite something that we just saw, and yeah, I mean, looks like LwJ46 does have the upper end on the point for now, or at least they're looking to gain it. But this is not gonna be an easy fight, definitely, because we have 5 people on HTD, and they need to be flushed out by Artie. Otherwise, that's gonna be some gunfights that the allies had, that the Germans are gonna have to take. So
defensive bombing run crushes the whole squad from HTD.
Never mind.
Everyone is knocked off the eastern side of the point. Commander coming up big with a beautiful bombing run. Now he's only got that ace up his sleeve once, so this has to be decisive. If we're looking on the flanks here, you can see we have 2 tanks up. We have a Panzer IV, a medium tank coming in that is full health. He has to be careful, can't get taken out by enemy armor or by anti-tank. And if we rotate right a little bit here, we can see the heavy tank, the Panther, A little bit damage, has to watch out. Julo there lurking with the AT rocket. We can see him on the other side of the wall. Julo coming in is going to look for an angle on the side, possibly the back side here of this tank. Now, the answer is coming in from the allies as the allies bombing run drops at the same time too. Are they going to have the same value? It doesn't look like they do. Quite a few bodies going down right there, but definitely not the same volume as LwJg did for the opposite bombing run before that. Now Julo is spotted out here. You can see the hull gunner is lighting him up a little bit, but will he have an angle? He's trying to survive. Come on, Julo, you can do it. Yeah, the tank has taken significant damage. You can see slow to rotate out of this one. Now Julo's going to be looking for a back shot right now, though. He's going to be, oh, that's a beautiful shot. Hundreds of meters shot there onto Ragnar.
Oh, wow.
Looks like on top of the wing. So iron sights too. These guys are great shots here. Now, this is good positioning here from, oh, just can't make it. So good positioning, good play from the Panther there to keep himself with his front armor facing, but it's not going to be enough as the Panther is getting lit up here by a 76. Where is that allied tank? I can't quite make him out. It's a long angle peek. I think he's going to be maybe in the field. No. Do you see him anywhere here? Where is that allied tank?
I do not see a tank.
He's out there. I saw the shot come in.
And how is he supposed to be?
There he is, right there.
How is he supposed to see him?
Yeah, it's unfortunate we can't see both sides of the map. So 76 on the charge. Panther damaged. Panzer IV is in a rough spot. And you know what? 75% cap progress for HTD. They weathered the storm. But wait, it's stalling. LwJg really trying to keep this 4th point. It's going to be tough. It's going to come down to the plays, I think, of these tanks here. If the 76 can eliminate the Panther and can also eliminate that Panzer IV, he'll be able to get in the back line of the Axis side and really influence the battle. Now, it is a 2v1, but the medium tank that's in the middle of the screen right now, just kind of covered by the tree you can see there, he can only sustain one shot. He's a one-shot tank to the middle of his armor. So from anywhere he can get one shot. So it's very dangerous. Now, big damage coming in from Schnitt on the front. Annie is out trying to repair the Panther here. It's going to be easier said than done, though. Very difficult, especially if the artillery gets involved in this one. And this damage is going to allow that 76, that heavy tank for the Allies to flank and possibly get a bead on this Panther here. Like that. Down it goes. Beautiful play right here. I believe that was the 76. Just getting an angle. Is that him right there? No, that's the dead. I kind of lost eyes on him. Oh, there he is. Yeah,
he's
okay.
on the right.
Yeah, yeah. So he got an angle, easy peasy, lemon squeeze. He gets the job done. Now back on point. We can see Panzer IV is rotated. This is a good play from the Panzer IV here. As what looks like a satchel goes off and takes a few blueberries with him. The Panzer IV wants the line of sight as much as possible. Uh-oh, that's not going to be the case though, as we have another tank flanking on the opposite side. It's going to be a medium tank. And down goes the second Allied tank. So medium tank pushes through the lines here and is able to take out the second Axis tank on point. That is going to be almost a done deal here for the Allies, for HTD. They have full control over the point. They've taken out the armor. And now it's really a mountain to climb here from LwJg46 to get back into this game.
Yeah, LwJg46 are going to have to work extra hard against those two armor pieces as well, and that's not gonna be easy.
Well,
but
a little bit of good news here is down goes that medium tank, so they actually end up trading, not necessarily with the tank in general, but they do get taken out too. So 1 for 1 on the board there as the 4-1 score comes in here for HTD, for the Allies, and they take a stranglehold on this game. We're not even 30 minutes into this one. We still have an hour left to go. So yeah,
this is an intense one.
Yeah, no, very, very intense game coming out from the two German sides here. Division 2. And the 4-1 for HTD, definitely earning it though, playing very well off the gate of this one. LwJg had really nice bombing runs, a nice redeploy, but just not enough consistency on the defensive side, not enough fragging to be able to sustain that defense on point, and just overwhelming numbers of HTD are what really made it the 4-1. The nice tank gameplay too. We can see a defensive Panther, so that's going to be what took out the medium here on the backside. He's taken, ooh. Okay, so we're actually gonna see, do you see that shell that just flew over here? I believe that's actually focused right here. So that is what the other version of artillery snipe I was talking about, where they're aiming to hit the artillery with a splash shot to maybe take them out. Now, I'm not seeing that still, so it might actually be shots on the Panther, after all.
Could have been just a bad shot on the Panther. Then again, you know, the artillery snipes is also a thing, so that's worth keeping in mind.
Yeah.
And definitely for our viewers, a thing that is definitely used. And as we saw, artillery is so important. And I mean, as I learned very quickly, artillery here is so mobile, so agile, in the sense that, and so versatile in the sense that you can really shift it and make really big plays become nothing in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, it's so important. Like once you get into like the nitty gritty of it, it's like you can even layer that with like timing attacks, timing plus artillery. So like any type of attack, if you can time your artillery being up with the enemy artillery being down, even if it's for 2 minutes, let's say 3 minutes, it takes 2 minutes to cap, but 3 minutes to stage and then deploy and cap. If you can just do it for 3 minutes, you could potentially take a cap or win a game off of that. So yeah, it's immensely important here. On the backside looks like maybe just a recon vehicle or just a regular truck going down. Yeah, just gonna be a regular truck. You can actually, if we go back over to the artillery, you can see the defenses that the players have built up. Every defensive structure over at the arty back here is man-made essentially. None of this here was at the start. So all these Belgian gates, these fences, they were built. All the barricades were built up also, and the goal is to limit the ability of the enemy. Not only access, say, by pushing and shooting, that's what the barbed wire is for, but also the ability for them to use those long-range snipes to splash damage the, say, camper on the artillery gun right here.
Okay, so that's interesting because, you know, buildings usually, from where I come from, they're just used, you know, as a very specifically... they're not really that used, first of all.
Yeah.
And then they're not really, they don't play as big of a role in defending as more of an offensive thing. But I love how in LwJg you can, you know, use structures to protect your guns and your, well, your artillery pieces in this case.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of, that's definitely something.
Defensive Panther taking some damage, going to be falling back right here to a little safer position. So the fifth and last point here for the allies to take is going to be on the south side. It's the bottom point over here. You can already see how this is getting set up for by the team in orange, HTD from Germany here. Of course, second division ECL. So what they want to do and what looks like they're trying to do here is cut off the middle of the map. They want to push down and kind of make an L shape, if you think of it, from Le Grand Cirque to the HQ to the St. Marie approach. Now, they're definitely going to have some pressure on the front line, but down here, this is all open fields. Very tough to push across. There's maybe a hedge or two along. Now, it can be pushed by tanks, but it's sometimes easier, especially when the point is in the middle like this, to push out and across. Now, LwJg aren't giving up a whole lot right now. They're still in a decent position to defend this fifth point. And I think it's a pretty defensible point. I mean, looking at some of the other points, if we look in the middle here, this point is not very easily defensible. There's definitely some avenues of approach in. And if we go to the north side, you can see also at radar, there's a lot of, it's a little harder than the midpoint to capture, but there is definitely some more cover on point. But at the south, there's so many open fields down here. Really only one major way into the point, and that's the main road. There also is this canal on the north. It's quite difficult to push, and you can see actually HTD is trying desperately to get down and move south. You see they've kind of pushed towards the camera, and then they're going to push to the right here. But the advantage is towards the defending axis in blue here, because they're able to spawn in their HQ. They're able to get onto some of these hedgerows here, and or even sit back in cover and just easily pick off HTD as they come out. Now I can hear a tank taking some fire. That's going to be the medium Panzer IV right here. Oh, as the rocket ricochets off the back of the tank. It's not going to matter though. The tank goes down. I believe a satchel was placed down there on the tank. So down goes the Panzer IV. Another piece of armor drops here for the Axis. At the same time, a Stuart recon tank is coming through. He's taking some shots too. Not getting out of this one unscathed, but definitely in a really nice position to cause some pain on the backside here for the defenders. Now, watching this game here, how does it compare so far? How do you feel about the game versus Squad?
It does feel like there's way more open terrain, and you have to really be good to go around it, and you have to. There goes the Panther.
No, that was the Stuart. Sorry, excuse me.
Oh, sorry, Stuart. Yeah.
Stuart, American light tank, Panther, German heavy tank, and like I was telling you before, controversially balanced. Some would say, especially in the competitive players would say, controversially balanced with reload timings for quite some while, but that has been like a consistent ebb and flow. Back in the day, the Panther was terrible before they remade it, and the 76 reigned supreme over the battlefield. So it's not like this has been here forever. Some of us old heads remember those days back a while ago, even before the Panzer IV was out. Looks like some armor on the south here. This is common to see. This is going to be a 76. This is the American heavy tank. Here you can tell by a few different things here, notably the muzzle brake and the long barrel right there. Beautiful tank. I love the kind of the Sherman basis and chassis. It's a beautiful design. I do love the German tanks though, like in War Thunder and stuff. I play a ton of German 5.3 and 5.6, and the World War II, the Tiger,
it's great. Tiger 1, Tiger 2.
Yeah, oh, I love it. I don't boot a lot of the Tiger 2. I do like the Stug and the tank destroyer that came from the Stug. I forget what it was called, but yeah, no, I love it.
I don't remember, but I know what you got. Yeah, they're beautiful.
Similar to similar to Squad, Hell Let Loose does have multi-crew also. There is their commander, there is a gunner, and there is a driver. However, the differentiation is the commander doesn't have those common top-mounted machine guns, those Crows or RWS machine guns. The driver actually has a machine gun he's able to manipulate on some tanks. So not tanks like the Lux, like we were talking about. Lux very strong early on, kind of rapidly falls off as the game goes on, doesn't have that hull mount to make use of. Also, it just doesn't have the versatility late game as the Stuart does. But you know, if you're hurting, you might still pull to Luxes. We've seen some Panzer IVs. We haven't seen some Luxes yet. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they pulled one out to go Gary hunting in the back here, but kind of entering somewhat of a stalemate. You know, it's not uncommon to see. I think HTD really need to just take the front line here, not really worry about flanking, and go on a head-on approach with their tanks. And speaking of tanks, I believe a mushroom cloud. Yeah, oh, that's going to be one of the major tanks going down. That is a 76 heavy tank for HTD dropping here, and a counter attack on the 4th point at the same time. Now, good defensive position here. Zageli and Count on the backside. Now, this is a common defensive ploy from Hell Let Loose, a very standard meta kind of play, and that is to go behind the enemy as attack and attack them from the back. So you want to get set up behind their attack. So yes, you might lose ground on the point like HTD have, but there's no other spawns here for LwJg46 to control. Well, there's one, but it looks like it's about to go down. Oh, Count just missing the... No way, he misses the OP to the east completely. Oh, that is not good, and that is leading towards some cap progress coming back the way of LwJg46. Now that is stopped with Zageli coming onto point. Looks like Zageli will be able to stuff this OP here. Yeah, there it goes. Down goes the OP. Zageli picks up a few kills here. Let's go on board with him. But yeah, that's a common defensive tactic, is just to get behind the enemy, get your spawn out, and then take out their spawns from behind, because it's very difficult to attack a point if you have to defend while you're attacking.
Yeah, I can see, you know, encircling, baiting your enemy to go into your, let's say, push your lines back, and then getting him from the back. You know, giving him the that wrong sense of confidence that can be very fatal for some teams, and LWJ is kind of suffering from that for now.
Yeah, fatal is the result of everyone who end up on point. They're all down. You can see the overlapping attack starting, but hey, we're having a final sector cap over here. A little bit of cap progress in the critical sector. Let's zoom over. That was just momentary. I don't know if there was an airhead or some kind of deployment on the back here. Doesn't look like there is. We're just in the back corner right now. No, that's just really consistent pressure. I think a little bit of redeployment of assets and bodies towards that little failed attack by LwJg46, and that's leading to more sustained and more in-depth pressure on the back here. Let's go on board with Angels as he pushes in, looking to clear the last OP off of the point. MG42 going burr in the background. Let's see what Angels has right here, pushing in, going on board. Gonna peek his head over. Gets one, gets two, can't get the third. Artillery. That was a team kill right there. Friendly Artie taking out.
He must be so mad.
Yeah, but Julo's here to finish it off. I don't know if Julo knows. Hey, there's somebody. Oh, go for the knife. Julo, go for the knife. Go for the knife. Go for the knife. Come on, Julo. Oh, he's just gonna push through the lines right here. No, takes the easy kill. Doesn't go for the knife. He's got 2 or 3 already on this one. And HTD is going to look to end the game right here. Julo missing a flick. Dropping bodies. Oh, I really love, even for the style points, if he would have gone for the knife right there. That would have been beautiful.
I am so disappointed.
Look at this. A clinic dropping bodies. 3 tap in a row. Beautiful from Julo right here.
Doesn't have to realize that there's 2 enemies to his left and now 3 respawning on the back. Let's see if he actually realizes that they are there. That's one tap.
Not getting any
just
of the
misses the shot.
Yeah, not getting any of the one taps right there. However, at the same time, HTD cleaning up on the south side, taking control of the river, leaving LwJg in the unfortunate position of having to try to fight out of your main. Now, I said this point was defensible, but it's only defensible really while the defending team has control over the bridge. Once they lose the bridge, you can see the position they're in. Bombing run is going to drop here. Will it be able to save the point for LwJg46? No, but it also doesn't kill it for them. Offensive bombing run completely misses on the south right here. But I mean, this is just a matter of time, it looks like right now, as a shooting gallery on all the members that are left. 76 rolling into point to try and finish this one off. I think this is going to be the end here in about 35 minutes. So not a long time, not taking a long time at all for HTD to dispatch LwJg46. And actually, Nubo on the backside as a defensive bombing run comes in. Hold the phone. I think that was a defensive bombing run. I'd have to check the map right here. Yeah, defensive bombing run drops with reinforce. Nubo gets dropped on the backside, so defensive bombing run misses. Both bombing runs honestly kind of whiffed. I don't think it's really hard to gauge as a commander because you do have to drop it. It's not immediate. It's kind of like the artillery strike in squad where you drop it and then there's a period of time. Now, once it's going, it goes. It's not like squad where it's like, one drops and then you know it's going to come. It just drops right away. So, but yeah, no, both commanders whiffing. We didn't see a big mass casualty bombing run like we did the first time, but you can see the respawns coming in the HQ nowhere near the point. I think this should be enough to secure the win here. Maybe not, actually. A lot of bodies in. I can hear some ricochets from armor. What is that going to be? That is going to be the second 76 here, taking some shots. He's taking damage from the backside though, and he goes down. Massive flank coming in from the back from the Panther. Hello, Mr. Ziff, Andre Wolf, and Crazy coming in and taking out one. Now, can they find the second? 76. Wow, what a play.
That was a great flank, but they have to hope it's not too little too late, don't they? And it's gonna be really, really hard to flush HTD out of that fight. But as I say it looks like it's not getting tough as of now.
No, they're gonna go down. So they're getting shot by 2 or 3 tanks, I think. But that might be, is that an AT cannon? No, this is gonna be the aforementioned arty onto, rocket suppression onto artillery. It was going to be the 76 that got the kill. We're actually going to follow this rocket, and you can see how the science of this anti-artillery rocketry works. He is going to a specific spot, picking a pixel peak. Is it going to work out and kill the arty?
Oh, no way.
Yes, hit.
Oh my god.
That is the skill level. Look, another one coming in. That is the skill level of these players right here. And you saw third there. That is the tank snipe. So 2 rocket snipes and a tank snipe suppressing LwJg46. Look at how precise and accurate those shots are. There is no
crazy
chance and ability here on the backside. Look at that. So we'll actually go and try and show you the tank snipe back here. I heard it on the right, but it's definitely somewhere in the back. There it is. So it's going to be a tank snipe on the back. So this is only job here is to shoot from this position and hit the artillery on the other side of the map. That is his only job.
Must be quite a gameplay. Just shooting at a tree in front of you.
Very, very true. Very true. So you can see the other rocket snipe right there. And the result is the artillery suppression all the way over here. So Addy hops back on. Let's see how long that lasts. Probably less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, with how accurate these shots are coming in, I don't expect them to survive that much longer.
Another shot goes in. You can see shots. The arty sniper is designed to hit that tree on the backside there. So it's actually, it missed on its first shot. Let's see if it works again. Look how consistent that pressure is. Addy's seemingly finding a little bit of a gap here. Now, cap progress is intensifying on the last point. Yeah, rocket. So it's not 100%. It's very important to actually have recon up and available on the point to see if it's hitting or not. Because if it's not hitting and you can continue firing, it's really not doing anything. But back to the point. HTD full control again on the point. I mean, artillery is dropping here for LwJg46, but it's not enough. They have no control. This is going to get to 50% and going to be a 5-0 in just under, I believe, 40 minutes here for HTD. Fede, what do you think of your first competitive Hell Let Loose match? How do you feel about it? What's your biggest surprise?
I expected it to be longer.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. But that was fun. It's very, very intense. I mean, you have barely enough time. I mean, me as a caster and you as a caster as well. I see how much you have to talk to stay with the game, and it is like this for squad mainly. Maybe in in maps who are very CQB, which are very CQB centered. But
yeah,
this is a 50v50, so you have so much action going on the whole front line.
Yeah, everywhere. It's hard to stay in the loop with everything that's going on. But we try. It's tough. There's a lot going on, but I love it. And with that, the bombing run misses from the commander on the 76. He stays alive, and HTD takes this one 5-0. GG, well played. Looking at some of the scores, not a lot of big scores here coming out for combat score for LwJg46. You can see 1.1k for Angels on that one, taking the top score. 1k from Rapunzel. Yeah, some good combat scores coming out from the tank though also. And that's common to see. But yeah, no, I want to thank you, Fede, for coming on casting. I know we were supposed to cast squad today, but hey, I enjoyed casting Hell Let Loose the same, if not even more than squad. So it's good to hop into a game and check out some of the things that are going now. It is important to say that the differences in in play style vary greatly in Hell Let Loose. So it's the same with Squad. There's a massive variance in teams and the way they play, and the more you cast, kind of the more you notice those differences. So like certain teams get a kind of a reputation for playing certain ways, whether it be like super aggressive, very methodically and slow, very quick rotations. It's something we've seen out of Core in the past, of course, now mainly with Imp and some other teams too. But yeah, it's just a really in-depth game, and I think a lot of people are surprised when they either come from Hell Let Loose and go to Squad, or vice versa in the competitive scene to see and realize that there is just that much depth to it. There's that much going on, and compared to Squad, I mean, there's 49 people on each team playing.
Yeah, it's a mess.
It's insane, right? So
yeah, it's
yeah.
crazy.
But at the very least, I hope you enjoyed yourself, and
I had a great time.
I
I'm so
certainly
happy
am.
to be here. Yeah, it was a blast.
Awesome, and hopefully I'll be able to do. We'll be able to do the switch up, and maybe I can co-cast for you in Squad, and hopefully maybe you want to even come back and do some more casting in Hell Let Loose. But yeah, lastly, if there's anything you wanna give a shout out, if you want to say anything, if you want to shout out your channel, what you got going on, what kind of streams you're doing in the near
Yeah, I
future.
mean, thank you. Well, you can find me on Twitch and on YouTube, FedeBege, but I basically mainly cast Squad. Now Squad Rivals is coming up, so we had our first week today, and we were supposed to, as Berserker said,
Yeah.
cast Squad, but some problems, let's say, we couldn't. But I'm honestly, I'm glad. I'm happy to be here and casting, a different game for once, and it kind of gives me opens my eyes a little bit more into casting other games, and this was great fun. But yeah, other than that, thank you so much for having me here, and I hope we can do this again. And it was great fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And guys, links will be in the chats on YouTube and Twitch, and also in the description if you're watching this as a VOD. Go check out Vidabege and sub and follow to him on the platforms. He's a really good caster and a really nice guy, as you can see today, joining me for this one. Thank you so much, guys. We will see you next weekend with some more Squad and Hell Let Loose competitive action.
Bye.
Down. Oh, Count just missing the. No way he misses.